think there's one race that we have to mention that we did not mention so far. The town judge, town justice, the new town justice, since this has been an ongoing saga on TOWTalk, Maria Patrizio is now the judge-elect, or justice-elect, for the Town of Wallkill. She did beat Dave Furlan.
Hey guys, welcome to the TOWTalk Podcast. I'm here with Neil. My name is Denise, and today we're going to talk briefly about the elections here in the town. We didn't get to do that in the previous segment, so we're going to do that now. So for starters, Democrats did very well. We gained control of the town board. Frank Dendanto was elected supervisor. Don Sileo, it took over Eric Valentin's old spot.
Yes.
And so he won handily that seat. And of course, Steve Vanella, who ran unopposed, retains his seat as the councilman for the 3rd Ward. Both Mark Coyne and Eric Johnson retained their seats. I always forget Mr. Coyne's first name.
And don't forget, Deshonda Carter,
DC Carter,
won legislator seat in District 11, right, over Eric Valentin.
Yes. Boy, she won handily. I think she got 60% of the vote. She did very well.
Yeah,
very well.
60,
so we're wishing Deshonda Carter, she ran a great campaign, and wish her all the best as a new legislator in Orange County. By the way, Orange County gained 4 seats in the county legislature. So we only had 5 seats out of 21. So we now have 9. So, and a lot of the other races were pretty close. There were a few races that ran unopposed. So Democrats, please run some people next time against those unopposed seats.
We were, Democrats ran a lot more people than they usually do, so they did well, you know, and good for them.
I also want to point out that the race for Mark Coyne, Jean Day performed fabulously. I mean, the race was only within 30 votes, 31, I think we said, 31 votes separated. That's incredibly close, and I don't think it's been that close in quite some time. So it's just a sign that Democrats across the board performed very well. Even if they didn't win, they came very close.
I think there's one race that we have to mention, right, that we did not mention so far. The town judge, town justice, the new town justice, since this has been an ongoing saga on TOWTalk, right, is Maria Patrizio is now the judge-elect, right, or justice-elect for the Town of Wallkill. She did beat Dave Furlan. Congratulations to Maria.
Yeah, congratulations. First of all, she ran a hell of a campaign. There was a little article that I saw that she posted with it's a blogger, it's a local blogger here in the county, who pointed out to all the effort that she put in to get, first of all, to get on the ballot, and then to deal with the challenge of them saying, well, now that we have a real judge on the ballot. I guess David Furlan was always going to be, he didn't just pop up. He was they wanted to give him that seat, and they got a challenger who was a real lawyer with a real legal background, with real trial experience. And they went, oh shit, we got to get rid of the judge seat altogether. And she fought to keep it to keep the 3 judges. And then she had to battle to get elected on that seat.
But RFK said, you don't have to be qualified to do a job. I mean, come on. That went right out the window.
Oh my God. I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, it was unbelievable that everything that went on, I think I told you, I had a conversation with my mother just prior to the election. And I don't know whether we talked on here. I talked to you
We did.
privately was that my mother was like, I don't know enough about her. Like that woman knocked on your door
Right.
and spoke to you. And then I asked her, did David Furlan knock on your door and talk to you? No, I don't. She still hasn't answered the question. So as far as I know, I'm going to say no. And so you actually spoke face to face to this person with a confirmed bona fide legal background, has the qualifications to be a judge in any capacity. And here she is, a judge in our little town here. And
Hold on. But the only qualifications, according to town law and New York state law, is that you are a resident of the town and 18 years or older.
no,
Okay.
no, that's so bad.
So
I s-
those are the only qualifications. So I don't know what qualifications you're talking about. Those are the only two qualifications that are needed to be a judge, right? And rule on the law, in your local municipality.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, but yeah, I couldn't believe that she was like that. She was like, "Well, I don't know her position about this thing and that thing." I'm like, "You could have asked her when you had her in front of you, when she knocked on your door and talked to you." But either way, I am so glad the town made the right decision and voted for the more qualified candidate to be a judge in this town. She's going to do a phenomenal job. She's already, I think she's got a team that she's bringing with her to be her clerks, and I'm just excited. I'm just very excited for her because she really worked hard. She probably worked the hardest in this whole election cycle out of all the candidates because
Maria does
she had
work
to win.
hard.
Yeah, she had to win basically 2 elections, right? We had to win the right to keep that seat because they tried to get rid of it. And she advocated for that. I hope we played a part and helped. If you're not, just a reminder, if you're not subscribed, please do that now. Make sure you're subscribed, click the bell so you get notified, and also share and comment. Tell us what you think. Comment and congratulate Maria and congratulate all the winners.
I'm going to tell you, one of the people I think is one of the biggest winners in this race, all right, is Jean Day.
Yes.
Okay. She honestly has worked relentlessly in, not only helping other candidates, but, working with the Democratic Party. She has built a coalition for herself of people who will do anything for her. She is well respected all the way around. I mentioned previously on a previous podcast that we did that she spoke with the opposing supervisor candidate Ralph Carr, and worked out an agreement where if they pick up the other signs, they'll drop them off in a park, right? So that they can all kind of meet up in the park and get their own signs. So that way the signs don't end up in the garbage or whatever, if they want to be reused at some point in time, or they can be recycled by them, whatever way they want. But like that type of working together, right? The election's over. Let's come together and kind of end things.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just a
I
basic,
think that right. And I think one of the things that I mentioned, previously too, is we all have to come together now.
right.
So after the last election that I was involved in, the third ward candidate who took my spot on the board, Stevenella, wanted to go to the holiday parade as the councilman elect. In previous years, that has always been offered.
Yes.
Because it's a way for all of us to come together. Okay. And that was not offered to him. He was basically told by the supervisor and the board at the time, oh, well, you don't take office till January 1st, so you can't participate. Right? I mean, that's just partisan BS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. These guys are going to be the incoming board. We should be doing everything we can to get them up to speed for the benefit of our entire community together.
Exactly.
these guys should be reaching out to each of the board members, each of the winners, and say, come walk with us.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to do that.
I guess that remains to be seen. But yeah, Jean Day is a really good person. She's a real advocate for the people. And like we said, she performed well against Mark Coyne. It was an incredibly close race, and really the town deserves to have her run again. And to
town just deserves her. I mean, she is like really she all she wants to do is help people. You know, she tries to get involved in everything she can. It was really difficult under, you know, the administration that currently exists now to do anything with them because they were so partisan.
yes,
Right. As we see with what happened with Steve, you know, at the last, you know, at the holiday after he got elected, the holiday parade, you know, it's really hard to work with people like that.
and all through the
And
last 2 years, he's dealt with a lot of challenges with the current board, and with a lot of
right.
stonewalling with him trying to get information and stuff. So, um, I'm looking forward to a new board, a new day, and maybe more transparency and the ability to really find out what goes on in there. We're gonna
A new
have
day with more. How about this? A new day with more Jean Day.
with more
That's what I
Jean
would like to
Day.
say.
Yes. Oh, that would be great.
That's what I would like to say.
that-
A new day with more Jean Day.
You know what? The time to start campaigning is now, because I hope she plans to run again. I really do, because I think she'll perform even better. First of all, she performed better than any previous candidate against Mark Coyne. And so as we go through this first year, and we have to do this again next year, really, let's hope that the community stays involved and sees what's going on, and then hopefully gives Jean another chance, because she definitely deserves it. And I think the town would be really blessed to have her, because she's a really good person. Really like her and what she represents. That's what we need. Look, public service is about serving the people, not by getting their votes, getting in there, and then running your own agenda. It's about serving the people and the people's agenda. All right.
Well, it's about managing the town's finances, being responsive to constituents' needs, listening to them, understanding what they're looking for, and trying to provide those services. Usually those services are snow removal, paving roads, helping to keep property values up, proper development, right? Like, I mean, it's boring shit.
It's boring shit. But it's stuff you don't, maybe as a resident, you don't see or feel. But if for some reason it all wasn't working one day, you'd know it. So it's important to have good people in there that are working for you and working to make life better for you. And I think Jean Day is one of those people. And I think we've got a great team. I think Frank is going to do a lot of good things. One of the things that's going to happen that he's talked about is bringing back Zoom meetings for the work sessions, which he was doing in his first term. Back, 6 years ago, I guess he was first elected. So we're going to see that again. Well, 4 years ago, I thought he was unelected, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
6 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he started that for
Right.
the 2
Now I
years.
know where you're going. To the beginning of his term. Yes. Okay.
You're right. And he did that throughout his first term. So he's going to bring that back again, which is great. And I don't know whether we're going to see more. Does he plan to have more meetings, or I don't know. One way or another, we're having Frank come on here. Frank just he's running around and he's busy, but he plans to come on here. And so we'll have him talk about his plans for the town, some of the things he's going to do to make things more transparent for us, and to be more engaging. Maybe we should have like a weekly session on here just with Frank, where Frank gets on here and talks for like 20 minutes. This is
Oh,
this is what we're
God.
doing. This is what we're doing this week. This is what we discovered this week.
I mean, I think maybe having him on once a month. We only get on once a week. Maybe having him on once a month, I think, would be good. Giving him a little bit of time once a month to let us know what's happening for
That's
the next
true.
month. I think that would be good, and then we can have that way we can have other guests on too.
Yeah. We're also are on more than once a week. We just do a lot of recording on one day, but we also are going to be doing more live. We got to have more live sessions. I think the live sessions are fun, so we should
They
have.
are.
I think it's a lot of fun. Would love to hear from our audience if you enjoy our live sessions and what you think about that. And would love to hear what you think about the election. Did your candidate win? Did your candidate not win? How do you feel? Do you feel that things are going to get better? Do you feel we're going to get some answers? Or do you feel we're going to get or things are going to go worse? Just give us your opinions. Let us know. Let us engage. Let's have a conversation about this. So put your comments below, and I'll address them. I'll address them on here, or I'll address in the comments, one way or another. All right.
I think also, it's not just about the people who agree with us. I am always interested to hear in the other side's point of view. I'm not interested in hearing name calling, communist, socialist BS, right? Like I don't really, I don't cater to that crap, right? Like, everything is about not what you say, about what your actions are. And I kind of want to get to the root of what people's actual complaints are, because I hear a lot of people, again, ripping on things and belittling and smearing and all the, but I don't hear a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
I don't really hear a lot of people saying, this is what we need to be better.
Right.
This is what our community needs. How do we get it done? I don't hear that anymore. I don't see a vision. I don't hear people talk about long-term goals of a community. All I hear Republicans talk about is, oh, we need growth, we need growth, we need growth. But beyond that, it's sort of a nebulous of what the hell does that mean? Does that mean more warehousing? Does that mean more apartments? Does that mean more, like, what does it actually
More strip
mean?
malls?
I mean, I don't see a vision of, and I think this is sort of what all of us are feeling. I don't feel the vision of our local communities, of what we're striving for. What's the goal?
Yeah.
Is
And
the
I
goal
think
just to grow? Like, I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, there's really not as much messaging. The messaging from the Republicans in the last election, at least, and maybe to a certain degree in this election, is it's not about, or even this is just politics in general. I'm not going to just say Republican. I'm going to say both sides.
It's not.
It's not.
It's both sides.
It's both sides. It's all sides. It's not
Right.
what we can do for you, the constituents. It's what we can do to them to make their lives more uncomfortable. And that does nothing for basic life. It doesn't bring up anything. You should be, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, you should be working to implement policies that make life better, that make people want to reelect you because you are making their lives better, as opposed to, well, I pissed off I own the libs. That's a good reason to elect me. Okay, your life might be shit right now, but hey, I own the libs. That's not a policy anymore. That should not be a policy for anybody, for any candidate. I want to go back to the days when we used to talk about how we fight for you. And I think we saw more of that in this election cycle, even right here locally.
What I equate this to, and I was listening to you talk, and what it made me think about was, there used to be a theory, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Okay.
Right? And it was under the presumption that all boats were equal. And now what we have is rising tide lifts all boats, but some of those boats are super yachts. Okay. And some
others
of those
are
boats,
dinghies.
And that's what I was about to
Or
say.
rafts.
Some of them are dinghies and rafts, right? It's not all equal. And then now the people on the yachts are telling the people on the rowboats and other small boats, right? That they need to sink the dinghies, right? In order for them, right, to remain on that rising tide, and it's garbage to me.
Yeah.
That's just garbage. Like, you know, they're on fucking yachts.
Yeah.
This isn't about Democrats or Republicans. It's never been about Democrats or Republicans. Both sides lie. Both sides are full of shit, right? But this is about the idea, like, this rising tide. We're not all equal. We're
Right.
not all equal, okay? And when we talk about our local community, we're not all equal.
Yeah, and let's just define equality, because all of a sudden you're going to bring up the communist connotation. That's not what he means. He means that opportunities are equal across the board. For people at whatever level of income that they're at, everyone should be able to get a good education, afford college, have decent health care. I don't understand, we're the richest country in the world, why we don't have a universal health care. It's not a bad thing. First of all, it creates jobs. It creates jobs. It keeps it one of the biggest employers, especially here in the town of Wallkill, is our healthcare system. And the cuts to Medicare, and then now possibly with these ACA cuts, that's going to impact the healthcare system, because people aren't going to be able to afford healthcare. Therefore, people aren't going to go for treatment. Therefore, there isn't going to be a need to have as many medical professionals. So places are going to downsize and possibly close. And that impacts the economy right here in the town of Wallkill, or in any town like us. So that's it's a rolling effect. So, we need to, first of all, hopefully the new board is going to work with, I guess you have to work with the state or whatever, to help preserve our medical community as much as possible, especially in light of these cuts. By the way, I don't think a check to pay for health care coming from the federal government is going to do anything to help us long term. We need long term health care plans for people, and for families for people who want to have families, for couples that want to have families. We need all of that. So
Can I give you a side note? Let me give
Sure.
you a little side note. All right. The United States gave $40 million. Was it 40 million? Billion. $40 billion. $40 billion to Argentina. Right? Argentina.
During the shutdown.
During the shutdown, Argentina has socialized medicine.
Yes.
They have healthcare for all. Right? So we are giving money to a country so that they could sell their soybeans to China, right? And so that we could help support their socialized medicine that they have in their country. But restoring the Affordable Care Act credits, subsidies, okay, is where we draw the line in America. That's where we draw the line in America.
Well, let's not forget the farmers that are suffering, who are losing their farms because of that decision. And this all happened during the shutdown.
Listen, it's pretty apparent. We draw the line at Americans.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Pull yourself
Our
up by your
tax
bootstraps.
dollars are for them to do with as they see fit, and the line gets drawn at helping any American.
Yep. That's a shame. This is the reason why we need more grassroots efforts. Stop going with candidates that are backed by PACs, any kind of PAC. Time to get rid of that corporate money. The only way to battle Citizens United is to go for the people that are running, who are saying what you want to hear, talking about the issues, and are doing it on foot because they aren't backed by a PAC. And those candidates, when the PACs show up, you need to say no. You
need to vote for candidates with a vision.
Yeah.
That not only have ideas, but have how they're going to get those ideas implemented. And candidate and you should be looking at your communities and primarying candidates that don't have that. Primary
Absolutely.
candidates like, and I hate to say it, but Schumer, Jeffries, and I'm going to point out the Democrats because I live in a state of Democrats. They need to go
Yep.
if they are. Listen, at the end of the day, they need to go if they don't have a vision. If they're going to continue the same BS, right? Of oh well, we wanted to do it, but the butt's got to come out.
But no more buts. No more
No more buts. No
You
more
know?
excuses. I'm tired of listening to excuses. I'm tired of my politicians telling me excuses. Enough's enough.
That's
Gotta
it.
do it.
That's it. And that's where we come in. We keep saying this. You got to be engaged. You got to be involved. And again, from your local community, local municipality, whether you're in a town, a village, a city, right on up to the state and to the federal. You got to, and when we make changes here on the ground locally, that helps to invoke change further up the chain.
Right.
And we did that. We did that in the town. We made some change. And I really think that Jean needs to run again because I really think she'll win next time. Okay, Jean? Please run again. We're pulling for you. Yes, yes, yes. You deserve it. You absolutely are a champion for the people. So
She's just a champion. She's just a champion altogether. It's absolutely amazing. None of the Democrats I think would have won without her.
Really? Yeah,
okay, that's how valuable I think she was. I mean, she was having meetings at her house. She like was all in, and sometimes the winners don't win their election on election night, but they win in other ways.
Yes.
Okay. And, I hate this idea that, in order to win, you have to have more votes. Bullshit. You can be a winner and not get more votes because you won something more. You won something better. Okay. And she did. She's absolute champion in my mind. Okay. And I love her to death, and I really hope she stays involved and keeps going because she's really doing amazing things. She's a really wonderful person.
We should have her on here. Now that this election cycle is over, we should definitely have her on here.
I would love to have her on. I'm not sure that this is her cup of tea.
Oh,
but I would absolutely love to have her on, and I do hope she
joins us.
Considers coming and joining.
We
us,
will
yes.
we will be having Maria on. She was very busy during the campaign, so Maria has expressed interest in joining us as Frank.
Ooh, yay!
Yeah, and Frank will be coming on here. I just want to just say one thing with Steve Vanella. He unfortunately had a death in the family, and just want to once again wish him and his family well at this time, and let Steve, we're thinking about you, and we're so sorry for your loss. And we're here if you need to talk. Just know that the community is pulling for you. All right.
Love you, brother.
Yeah. With that, we're gonna wind up. We're gonna end for today on this for this segment, anyway. And we will talk to you soon. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and click that little bell so we can annoy you every single time I post something, whatever it is, and and leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us what you think. Again, tell us whether your candidate won or didn't win, and what you're looking hope to see in the future from the candidate, from the board that we have now. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Take care. Love you all.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.